listening to all those numbers, clearly we're dealing with a special human being who can quote these numbers. How are mere mortals like us supposed to keep these trade-offs in check? And how is it that unless we come to these conversations, we are caught up in what I'd call at times turgid conversations in the media? What needs to change in the discourse so that we can have more of these conversations for us mere mortals who took 10 years to get our first degree and all of those things, to really understand the trade-offs that you and your colleagues on the Monetary Policy Committee have to deal with?
Yeah, so thanks for that, Prof. I certainly think more conversations like this are important, but more accountability in Parliament. I think this is what we're missing. So if I look at other jurisdictions and how much time central banks spend being grilled by public representatives, I think this is what we're missing, because the public representatives are that voice that is supposed to hold us accountable. We also have, I think, a very vibrant media setting. And every 2 months we have this accountability platform, which I think is important for the central bank. And twice a year we also have these monetary policy forums, which are fairly open, so maybe we should publicize them in a different way. But we are also seeking to make our information more accessible through our website. We also are seeking to make the discourse more closer to the people in terms of how we highlight the things that matter. And I think that the missing discourse that is missing for us as South Africans is, what does inflation mean? And we talk about inflation as this animal, but inflation is with us every day. Inflation is what is eroding our incomes every day. If we were in an economy that had inflation of 2%, we would all be in a different place, because the value of our cash, the value of our salaries would take us a lot further. And I think this is the discourse that we ought to be having. We have a discourse about interest rates. And I think that the sequencing of the discourse is what we need to prime, so that it doesn't come across that the SARB is being defensive when they don't want to talk about interest rate. But interest rates are not the first order. They're trying to resolve the first problem. There are platforms, I think, when competition authorities do amazing work, when they look at what is happening to price setting, which is important. We need to be paying attention to that. But the cost structure of the economy is what we should worry about. What we're paying for electricity, and what is it telling us about what's happening to inflation. A different conversation, Professor.